So let's talk about paper cartridges from the American Civil War. This is going to be a quick video. I'm going to show you what they look like, and I'm going to show you how they were used. We're going to talk about mini balls, we're going to talk about round balls, and bucking balls. Now you have to remember, during the American Civil War, actually 1861, 1865, and actually as far back as like the Revolutionary War and probably before, military cartridges often came wrapped up in paper like this with the powder and the ball all in one piece. Now what we're going to do is we're going to look at the three most common cartridges, and I'm going to bring you over here and we're going to look at how they were put together and the different parts. And then I'm going to explain to you how they were loaded into a musket. Now you got to remember, when you find a mini ball or a musket ball with a metal detector, there's more to the story. It wasn't just a plain lead ball. There was paper and powder attached to it. Let me show you what I mean. Let's start with the mini ball cartridge. As you can see right here, this is a mini ball. This is how we normally find them. They're white like that, but that's only because they have oxidation on them. Lead turns white when it oxidizes. Now this is what a mini ball would have looked like when it was issued to the soldier. It would have been lead colored, and it would have been covered in tallow and beeswax to make it slippery. And the reason for that was so that when you loaded it into the muzzle loader, it would slide down easier, and also it helped with getting the bullet out of the paper cartridge. So looking at the paper cartridge, let's start with the tail. Now this tail would normally be glued right here, so it wouldn't come loose, because if it came loose, the powder could sift through here and fall out, and that happened quite a bit. So normally this is glued. It came unglued when I've been just handling it though. You pull that off, you pull the tail off, exposes the powder, you pour that down the barrel. The mini ball is up in this section right here, and you grab it and you just kind of squeeze it and the bullet comes out, and then you load it into the musket. The paper is actually, there's 3 pieces of paper in there to make it up, and of course you can see where it's tied with the string right there. So we're just going to carry 40 of these for a normal battle load. Alright, so let's talk about the round ball. You got your round ball, you can see it right here where it's tied in. Same thing, you got the tail that you have to pull out and you bite it off with your teeth. Powder chamber you pour in and you shove the whole cartridge down the barrel, including the round ball and the paper. So now let's look at the bucking ball. The exact same thing. You have the tail, powder chamber. You can see that they have tied off the round ball, the large caliber round ball, top and bottom. That way when you pour the powder down the barrel, that doesn't slide out. And you have your 3 buckshot right here. So when you fire this thing, you have the large caliber round ball coming out and the 3 buckshot. So it increases your chances of hitting your target. And last but not least, let's look at the buckshot. Now, unfortunately, I had a whole cartridge, but my dog ate it last night. Luckily, they didn't eat the lead balls. But basically what you'd have is the same thing. You'd have the powder chamber right there. You would not have the 69 caliber round ball, or large caliber round ball. Typically you'd have the 4 layers, so 12 buckshot in each round. Sometimes you'd have more. This was not near as common as the other 2, but since I find a lot of buckshot out there, I thought I'd just show you what a buckshot round would look like. So let's go ahead and start with the mini ball cartridge. Now you can't see the mini ball. Typically this is how they were made, although there are some kinds that had the ball where you could actually see it. But what you need to do in order to load it into the musket, you take the little tail and you unfold it. Again, typically it's glued there. You hold it like this, get the tail, and you put it in your mouth and grab it with your teeth. You bite down on it and you rip it, okay, while you're kind of holding it tight right here. And you rip that off, and what that does is that exposes the chamber with the gunpowder in it. Yeah, bite the bullet. Anyway, we've talked about that before, and I'll talk about it again if you'd like. So you got that ripped apart. You're holding it like this with the powder. You got your muzzle loader. You pour the powder down into the muzzle loader. Then you grab the cartridge and you squeeze the mini ball out. So now you have a mini ball, no paper around, just a plain mini ball that's greased up. You put that into the muzzle of your muzzle loader, your rifle, and you take your ramrod out and you put it down in there. And the paper you just pitch on the ground. So that's how you load a mini ball. Now let's go ahead and look at a round ball. It's basically the same, but a little bit different. There you go. You take the tail, you unfold it, bite it off, pooey on the ground, put the powder down into the muzzle of the muzzle loader. But here's what's going to be a little bit different. You take the whole thing, paper and all, and you stuff it down into the muzzle. Get your ramrod out, whoosh, whoosh, put it down all the way. Now the reason you want the paper in this one is that acts as a wad. So when the gunpowder goes off in the barrel, comes up and kind of squeeze it against the round ball and creates more pressure. So there's more energy going out of there. That's a round ball. Bucking ball, basically the same thing. Tear that off, tooey on the ground, pour the powder in, but what you have to make sure you do with the bucking ball, you have to make sure that the round ball is here and the bucks are on top when you put the paper in, okay? Because the buck's on top, buckshot on top, when you fire it, as long as the ball's underneath, it has more energy. So that's how you want to load a bucking ball. So I hope you enjoyed that little video, and if you want me to make some more like this, I'll gladly do that for you. Just let me know in the video comments what you want me to talk about. I would like to talk about why there's so many mini balls and round balls that you find out in campsites and battlefields that have been dropped. You want to know more? Let me know.
She'll take the coins from your pocket, take your gold chain and your locket. Mother Earth has no sympathy. She'll take the ring from your hand and bury it in the sand and keep it for eternity. Mother Earth, she's got her secret.